Good morning and welcome to our first episode of Saturday Morning Momentum Thrive in 2025. I'm Kat and you're at Cats and Novel Adventures. Normally, I would be joined by my friend Liz at Cozy Cobwebs, but as we know, life is unpredictable and loves to throw us curveballs. And Liz had an unexpected appointment today. She is currently in that appointment, and she has told me that if she can get back home, she will jump on, but she should be in the chat at some point. So, like I told her, I'm like, this is exactly one of the stumbling blocks that we experience when we're trying to reach our goals or work on those aims on those lists that we create, or even if we want to pursue a hobby or we have some kind of creative aspirations and things get in the way. So I told her, I'm like, it's probably kind of good that it happened so we can get all that out of the way. But anyway, welcome to everyone who is joining live. I really appreciate you being here on a Saturday morning. And if you happen to be at work today or you just can't be with us for the live session, you can catch this on replay. We appreciate you watching at any time of the day. Fit it into your schedule, make it convenient for you. And that is one reason why I wanted to keep this session for only 2 hours. So it is doable for you to use this at any time. In fact, even if you come to our live today and want to rewatch it because you want another power hour sometime during the week, go for it. We appreciate it. So yeah, today is the first episode. It's going to be sort of what works, what doesn't work, how we're going to flow. I have a timer set on my phone because, as you know, if you have ever attended my other sprints or live shows, I like to talk, especially if I have some awesome people to talk to. And I have awesome people in my community. So it's quite possible. But we're going to try to limit our tangents. And it will not be out of the realm of the possibility that anyone who is here that, wants to pop on with us, maybe there's a time when Liz is not going to be able to attend and somebody else wants to pop on. That is totally fine too. I just figured today I want to just kind of make sure everything runs pretty smoothly. I almost didn't even hit the button on time because I'm busy working on our Discord section for Saturday Morning Momentum. So yeah, let's see who is here joining me for today. I'm very excited. At first I was like, maybe I'm a little nervous about this because it is a project I've been thinking about. But then there's a part of me that's super excited because I want to get things done. I want to get things accomplished. So let's see who is here with us today. Alicia did pop in and said, "Hi, Kat. I'm stuck at work, but happy Saturday morning momentum." Lee is here. Dark Roots Creations is her channel. She has a wonderful channel. Good morning. I've got my tea, got my planner, and I'm ready to start making some plans. Awesome. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Lori is also here. She's saying good morning to Lee. I'm Lori, and I've got my coffee and all my tax prep documents and receipts ready to roll. That is amazing, amazing, amazing. And then hi to Lori. Tax prep has to go on my to-do list. Good luck. That can get daunting. I agree. Jellicle is here. Hello, Jellicle. And Lori says, it's one of my least favorite things to do. And good morning to Jellicle. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, Alexis. Good morning to Vanessa. How are you this morning? And Livia is here. Hello, Livia. Livia also has a channel. Lori also has a channel. So anyone here that does not know our content creators, please, check them out if you can. That might be something I can also put in our Saturday Morning Momentum channel too, so that you can get to know our community, because the point of this is for us to build a community where we can support one another. Hold each other accountable if that is what you're looking for. And that's how this basically all began, was Liz and I are going to hold each other accountable. We thought the community would like that. Hello, Jen. I can't stay long because I'm getting ready to head out of town to visit my mom. She had knee replacement surgery a couple of weeks ago and is in rehab. Well, positive thoughts for your mom on her healing journey. Please be safe in your travels, Jen. And thank you for popping in. And Livia's saying hello. Good morning, Jamie. Welcome. And Lori is saying hello to everyone. And to Jen, I hope your mom's rehab goes well. Yes, definitely. My plans for the coming week involve trying to use my non-techie brain to design my website for a new business I'm launching soon. Love that. So many wonderful words in your statement. Design my website, new business, launching soon. Woot, woot. Gold star. You already get a gold star, Jen. And thanks to Lee. And thinking about your mom, Jen, safe travels and hope she recovers fully. Yes, 100%. And I'd love to hop on some Saturdays. I am so thrilled that you started this project. I'm thrilled too, and I would love to have you for sure. And morning from Esther Jane, just checking it out. Well, we welcome you here. You know, maybe something that you enjoy doing. Keep in mind that if you cannot attend our live sessions, all of these are going to be on my channel, and you can always go back and watch it on replay. I highly encourage that because it's not possible for everyone to be here every Saturday morning. In fact, there are going to be some Saturday mornings Liz and I can't make it as well, and that's okay. I mean, we're just going to go with the flow. And that's another reason why we created the Discord, which was Liz's idea. So I got to give credit where credit is due. And hi to Jen from Livia. I hope that all is going well with your mom. While I'm getting in through the introductory part of this, I would like to have you start setting your intentions for Power Hour, because we only have 15 minutes to get ourselves started in the intro part, and then we're going right into Power Hour. This is going to be structured very differently than my Wednesday weekly sprints. This is about working. This is about tackling those goals. So if you're even looking just for reading sprints, you want an hour just to devote to reading, that's fine. But we're not going to have any like games or shenanigans or anything like that. Very structured here. We have more highs, and thank yous. And howdy, everyone. Swank's in the house. Today is Happy International Women's Day, and it's also Happy Peanut Cluster Day. Something to look forward to. Good morning, Jazz. Welcome. And Precious is here. Good morning, everyone. I have my coffee. I'm ready to get some planning done now that I have to get surgery done. So I need to prep the household. That is excellent. My friend Helen is about to have shoulder surgery. I'm saying about. I mean, it's coming up soon. March 31st is a surgery date. And she has actually been prepping. She has been making meals and freezing them. She got different things set up in her house because she knows she's not going to be able to necessarily sleep in bed. So she got herself a special chair that will help her. So a lot of things that she prepped for. So that is very smart. And then hopefully get some reading in, and Happy Women's Day. Yeah. Woman power. That's what we're here for. And that is so excited. Congratulations. Yes, to Jen for starting a new project. Put that intention out there. Let's manifest it. We're going to manifest for each other. And yes, I know what you meant. Exciting. Good morning, Halko. Welcome, welcome. You're a sleepyhead this morning. I know. Well, we wanted to try to get it done early in the morning, start our momentum so that we can go into the weekend, energize, go into the upcoming week, energize. That's what it's all about today. So even if you're a sleepyhead, that's okay. You can do whatever you need to do. Maybe your power hour is meditation. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it is something soothing and it's self-care. Maybe it's yoga. You know, it's whatever you want it to be. And hello, Travis. I'm doing this wrong because I'm still sleeping. I enjoy doing it. I need all the rest from the stressful work life. That's fine. That's fine. You could sleep during your power hour if you want to. Power sleeping. It's cool you do this. Me and my daughter do 3 hours of productivity via video chat to get things done. It's amazing. Yeah, I love stuff like this too. My sister and I did a book club, like a buddy read book club, but it was a weekly a weekly meetup. We had it scheduled. She scheduled Zoom meetings for us for the entire book that we read. We read A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, which I would highly recommend. And every week we talked about a chapter and how it applied to our lives, our experiences, what we could do, what our stumbling blocks were, why we were having issues accepting some of the information that Tolle was putting out there. And it really brought us closer together as sisters. And in fact, the other day I checked on her and she said, you know what? I really miss our weekly calls. And I said, I do too. Let's coordinate our calendars, because you always need to have some time. And if you can get a buddy, if you can get a community, if you can get people behind you, sometimes, you hear about, women not supporting women, or just, it doesn't even have to be women. I mean, we have guys in our group here, and that is wonderful. It's people supporting people in your dreams, whatever you're going through. That to me is amazing. It's community, and that's what I want to build here. And Travis says, also good news. I have finally locked down the college I'll be attending online. Should be starting in May, and it's not a full degree. It will be a pre-master's. Okay. So another person who's already earned their gold star, okay, lockdown college, attending online, starting in May, and maybe not a full degree, but you're getting something, you're earning something that's going to propel your success, and make you, maybe achieve one of the dreams that you have, Travis. So that's awesome. Jellicle is going to catch up on reading journals. My mom is here too. She's making memorial aprons from my stepdad's old button-down shirts. That is wonderful. I love hearing that. Creativity. And good morning, Jasmine. Welcome, my friend. I hope you're doing well. Alexa says, to Precious, that is so amazing. I have been trying to do that with my mom. Yeah. Congrats to Travis. Yes, we need to give the gold stars when we can. And Livia says, I want to find a place and organize some craft stuff that I bought recently. Good. Thumbs up. Thank you, Morningstar. And great to Travis. Yes. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Two people that we can celebrate already. And you know what? Actually, everyone who is here gets a gold star, because you're doing something. You're taking an actionable step towards whatever it is that you want to accomplish. And that's amazing. So yeah, I did not invent the gold star. We got those little gold stars when we were younger in school, but I have to give credit to Gretchen Rubin. She's always given out gold stars, or she also has demerits as well. But, we're going to start with the gold stars. And that gold star is just anything that you feel like you've accomplished something and you're feeling proud about it. And just here to help support and encourage everyone. You guys got it. Thank you, Jasmine. We appreciate that too. I mean, we love the support. We love the community. Good morning, Crystal. How are you, my friend? What are you up to today, this morning? And we were meant to live in community, not be isolated. But with society, we have been on the wrong path. But we've taken our power back, support each other, and truly be happy for someone else. Yes, because let me explain that this comes from spirituality. This comes from me learning, from Eckhart Tolle. When you are happy for someone else, that's when the universe, pays you back or rewards you. Your time will come when it is for you to achieve whatever it is that you are supposed to achieve. It's all in time. It's when you're ready for whatever it is. So we cannot, and this is Mel Robbins' philosophy, we cannot swim in the toilet of comparison. And I love that. It's so visual for me. And when it's your time, it's going to come. So in the meantime, lift up your friends, lift up the people in your life, whatever they're trying to do. Now, of course, if they're doing something that's self-destructive, whoops, there's our timer. If you're doing something destructive, not good. So thank you to Jen. My dream has always been to be a speech pathologist, but never thought I could do it. But now I'm taking the leap. Love that. I want to be able to craft more, but it's hard if there's chaos. And congrats to Travis. And I also thought about becoming a speech pathologist. Good, Jazz. Wonderful. And you can do it, Travis. Okay, so we are going to start our power hour. So I'm going to stop right here. And it's not that I don't value what you have to say. It's just we want to keep on track. We have a tight schedule here. So, yes, here is Liz. Hi, friends. I'm sorry I got waylaid this morning. I'm looking forward to chatting with everyone on Kat's Discord. So, just letting you know that she's here in the chat. Also, Laura said I made a list of number of things I can do here as well, creative things and household things, scrapbooking, knitting, and book inventory. So I live on timers too. Yes, I'm trying to stay on track because like I said, I can talk about a lot of different things and we can go on and on. Every one of us brings something different to the world, and that's what we need to focus on. Hopefully, after surgery, I will launch my podcast and YouTube channel, but being in pain makes it hard. Yes, you've got to take care, self-care first, and then you can do it. I love that you have these goals of your podcast and YouTube channel. And then, Kat, you need to grab your jar. I made for you these sprints. Remind yourself how strong and amazing you are during these sprints. Yes, I have my jar. It's on my bookshelf there to remind me. So we are going to go into our first power hour. So I have all these banners. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to see. We're going to see. Okay, so my intention for Power Hour is to organize my office. It's it's always a problem. And I got to figure out a good way of making my space work for me instead of it working against me. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I can leave my camera on if that is not going to be distracting to you, but please leave in the comments if it is, and I'll turn my camera off. I don't want to distract anybody from their time. So let me get our kitty cat started. And happy Power Hour, everyone. Can't wait to hear your progress for today. Welcome back. We have completed our first power hour. Yay! Gold stars for all of us. I'm so excited. Okay. So I want to hear what everybody's up to, what they got up to during their power hour. Mine was productive, but I feel like I didn't accomplish much. And that's what happens when you organize, right? So Carissa popped in and said she loved our concept and wished us a good morning. And then Emma said, this is a great idea. It's pretty much modeled kind of like Emma's writing sprints that she used to have, but she would do them in 25-minute increments. But when Liz and I talked, we're like, we need an hour. We need something because sometimes it takes you 25 minutes to decide what to do. Emma was telling me hello. Love my Emma. And Jellicle shared a quote. You are never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream. I love that quote by C.S. Lewis. It is so true. And Travis is fussing at me. He says, how dare y'all? You have encouraged me to just wake up and get going. About to take my meds, make some coffee, probably do dishes, then not sure what else. Maybe read some. Hey, that's a good way to start your day. Stormy popped in, said, our church breakfast feast we have once a month, but want to stop in and boot the like button. We appreciate that. I mean, any likes, shares, we appreciate all of that. Angel popped in also. I'm trying to see what time, 8:49 a.m. And then Jen is here. I was supposed to do the SATs today, but didn't because I'm sick again. So I couldn't even really be productive. Hope everyone gets their goals done. I'll try to at least do laundry. Hey, you do what you can. Again, that is a stumbling block when you're not feeling well. That is one. If you have to work, or a shift comes up, if you're tired and you just don't have the stamina, all of that plays into how you're going to achieve your goals or even work on a project or even something creative that you want to do. It's not necessarily that you have to have these, hardcore, goals and, to be able to participate with us. It could be that you want to crochet a blanket. It might be that you want to read, for an hour because you don't necessarily get that time during the week. So don't think it's just about, having a hardcore goal that you have to work on or chip away at. It's anything you want to do to make your life more meaningful, to bring more happiness in your life or joy. So Travis made coffee, emptied and loaded the dishwasher, and read a few chapters of Terrifier 2 novelization, which is so good, and it gives a whole new depth to the movie. That's good to know. Woo! Tina says, woo. Y'all let me know what y'all got up to, and I'll let you know my progress. Lori got all of her income documented. Proud of myself for the income generated highest ever. Woohoo! That is awesome. So happy for you. I am self-employed, so it takes a while to tally it up. That's amazing. Amazing, amazing. Lee planned for next week. Watched an episode of Good Girls. Completed all my Fit Girl updates. Wonderful. Wonderful. Now I'm working on expense verification and got to May so far. That's awesome. I mean, it's amazing what you can do if you have an hour, hopefully of uninterrupted time, that you can just focus on it. That hour goes fast. Yes, it does, Liz. I got my dog situated and set up for a brace and PT. So not what I intended, but still happy to have it all figured out. Yeah, so it's not necessarily the news that you wanted, but at least you have an actionable step, to take care of your sweet puppy dog. So I'm glad that you got answers, because nothing is more frustrating when you go for an appointment, whether it's for yourself, your child, your fur baby, and you can't get any answers. So you don't know what next actionable step to take. So yeah, I mean, I'm glad that it all worked out for you and you were able to get your appointment and get that started. So Tina started a nonfiction audiobook that I've been putting off and set up my planner for next week. Wonderful progress. Crystal said I was able to knock out 2 Korean lessons. Nice. Very excited because I've been procrastinating about it. Yeah, I love that. I love that. We're going to hold you accountable. No procrastination. So awesome. And very productive hour. Did some day, weekly, and monthly planning. Plan my goals in my planner using my goal planner. Yes, that's important. How many of you have bought a planner or something, a system to help you work on your goals, and you don't even use it, or you start it and then you abandon it because it's like, I don't even have time to do that. Been there, done that. Ate breakfast and talked with my mom. Excellent. Hello, Sophie. Made coffee and got to page 26 of 66, 40 pages of reading. Amazing. And I did a to-do list of things to do this weekend, and on Monday, worked on organizing my life. Love that. That's what this is for. I'm participating in a year-long scrapbook project called 52 Weeks. 52 favorite photos, and I'm a couple of weeks behind. I got my photos selected for scrapbooking later today. I love hearing that. Also, I love hearing that you are a scrapbooker, because I am as well. And that is one of my aims this year, is to do more scrapbooking. Got to get that room cleaned out. And I'm going to my event this year, and I'm hoping that's going to help, because nothing is worse than going to an event for scrapbooking and you don't know what you're going to scrapbook. I've had that happen to me several years. The best year that I ever had scrapbooking was when I made kits for the layouts that I wanted to do, and I actually just could pull my kit and work. I even had things sketched out. I had what I was going to journal. It was all there. And that was my most successful year yet. And that's what I would love to see again. And Alexis is saying, same to Swank. I'm going to do a little me time shopping for 2 hours later. I'm so excited. I need some me time. Everybody needs me time. It's self-care. Angelical got one journal updated, working on the other. My mom is still in the middle of the apron. So gold stars for both of y'all. I love that. And Jen said, I made a list of the cleaning and YouTube tasks I want to get done this weekend and week, and started a load of laundry. Now I have something to work with as I get through the week. Yes. I find sometimes when I feel like everything's chaotic and overwhelming, making a list helps, because then you can kind of make the list. Once you have the list made, then you can break it up. What are the actionable items I can do throughout the week? I used to do that when I taught. Also, I would do all my lesson planning, get everything done, and then I'd make a to-do list. And I would put it according to deadlines and tasks, like how fast are these tasks on the days that I knew I didn't have like a faculty meeting or something else. And I would also put cushion in my list. So say, for example, if I needed a test made and the test was on, say, Friday, that test, I would have it maybe like on Tuesday with cushion for Wednesday and Thursday, just in case. Because really by Thursday, I wanted it printed and in my little cubby, so that all I had to do was pull it on Friday. So I always add padding to my deadlines. Now, sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on if you have a curveball thrown at you as to whether that works or not. Jamie also fed the cats and updated my library 2025 reading challenge log. Had to spend the last 5 minutes cuddling and petting my cat Gracie because she's a diva. Well, yeah, we need that. We need the cuddles. You need the cuddles just as much as your diva needs cuddles. Angelical says, my mom says she got the apron all cut out, so one step completed. Woohoo, Angelical's mom. We are proud of you. Excited. So what I got up to, my issue is my office is not big. It's not a big space to begin with. And I try to keep some components in place. Like I have my little table back here that I set up my tripod when I film my videos, because this back shelf is where I usually film. A lot of times I'll film this way if I'm doing vlogs. It's just easier than having to set everything up. So, but, like I have a box back there that I put my ring light on, so the ring light's not in my face, so I've got things in here that have to stay. I also have containers underneath this desk that I'm at, full of books that belong to Andrew. It's like art history books and all his other interests that he's involved in. I have lots of his books here. He just doesn't have space, so I get it. And I'm going to keep them for him and keep them, where they're, what am I trying to say? Where they're in air conditioning, so that, they're books you can't put in the attic, not in Louisiana for sure. Otherwise, you might as well just throw them away. It's a death sentence for your book. But anyway, so y'all know I have my personal library to get together, and I have boxes on my shelves just full of books. I have so many books. It makes me so like crazy. It's like I should not buy another book my entire life. Really, I should not. I wish I could say I would never do that, but I'm not. But y'all can see right here, these are books that were in Owl Crate. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. And part of the reason why I get these boxes from Owl Crate is I have a subscription and I probably should just cancel it because sometimes I forget. They send me the email and they're like, it's time to renew. And I'm not necessarily going to renew for that. Now, sometimes I'll order like their little specials that they'll do where they have a special book or a certain issue that's coming out and it's really pretty. But I don't normally, because YA is not a big category that I read a lot of. Sometimes I like some of the books or I like the author. Let's put it that way. But they send you all kinds of things in these boxes. So I have been saving those boxes, even though I had one from June of 2023 I opened today, and I kept them there because one day I was going to do a book haul unboxing for y'all. You know what? It's not going to happen because I can't. I'm behind. It's like, so I have decided I'm cutting my losses. So today what I did was I still have 3 boxes that I have to open, plus some other boxes I received that I've been putting aside to show y'all stuff. And I just decided I'm going to unbox it because I need that shelf space. And I have to have a better system of what books I have finished reading if I'm going to do a wrap up, what books I'm currently reading. And I want some of my space in my office to have that. And then a lot of these other books need to go on my main bookshelf. I don't know what Luna's barking at. But anyway, so it's a work in progress. My library, it's going to take me forever, but I have to move books around because I want categories. I want all my YA books in one section. I want my middle grade in another section. I want my picture books at the bottom of my shelves because that's the biggest amount of space, the tallest amount of space, I guess. And then I want my general fiction kind of all together, and I like to have my zombie books separate, my folklore books separate. I don't know. It's just trying to think of what is the best way to do it. So I guess I'll be shifting things for a while, but I feel a little bit better because I unbox. The other thing for me is storage. I am terrible about picking good storage for stuff. And so I guess, need to get everything out, see what I have, and then I can do storage. In fact, I just realized that my little buckets fit on top of my book cart. I'm like, that would help with like separating my categories. So yeah. Anyway, that's what I got up to. I'll unbox some things. The other thing is I don't keep everything that Owl Crate sends me, the goodies. And so I'd like to be able to send them to anyone who would like them. It'll be the kind of thing that if I'm doing a book giveaway, I could say, hey, I have some magnetic bookmarks. You want them? And throw them in a box and send them to y'all. So that's what I got up to in my power hour. And believe me, it went by quickly. I was hoping to get all of them done, but just on that shelf alone, I have 3 more boxes to go through. So yeah. I love learning how others plan, list, and schedule their to-dos. I'm somebody who doesn't like to leave things to the last minute. Set a cushion helps. That's what I always did because my time, like I worked all the time as a teacher, and I was getting to the point that I was burnt out. I mean, I was even going to school on Saturdays. I just needed the quiet time. I was much more effective going to my classroom and working. And it got to the point because I started setting up that like to-do list system for me that it took me where I was getting to where I didn't have to stay like a full day. It got to where I could leave at lunchtime. And then it got to where I was only there for maybe about 2 hours. And then it got to where I was able to be a little more efficient because of my planning, that I could skip a Saturday. And I just love that. But it's the discipline, but you also have to have the stamina, and you have to think about your future self and where do you want to be. So I am also a person that loves learning how to do stuff. Yesterday I was on Tiara's sprints, and she does something called Fab Five. And it takes about an hour and a half where she has 5 items that she does. So in case she has a friend that stops by, she's not embarrassed that her house seems like a mess. And she's like, you could do anything for your Fab Five. I thought that was genius, that you could, have an hour and a half. So I think to myself, that is really nice if you could not have to worry so much about somebody popping by or, just for yourself to have your house not like in disarray. I don't know about y'all, clutter, and if something's messy, it messes with my mind. I don't have the calmness. And I think that's sometimes why I procrastinate, or I'm just not as motivated because I'm staring at a pile of something, or I'm looking at that tumbleweed that Luna has left me because she sheds profusely. So I love that idea. And I wrote that down because I'm like, I would like to try to implement that too. That could be something I could even do for Power Hour one day. I could do Power Hour every day, call it Power Hour instead of Fab Five if I wanted to. So yeah, I'm in the same boat. Excuse me. I am OCD, and my biggest thing is to do a to-do list. They make me so happy. Yeah, I like making lists of everything. My issue is I need to be better at where I keep my lists, because I will write my list on a piece of paper. That's what I have my to-do list somewhere. And you see, it's probably under the pile of things that I just took out of those boxes. And then I'll lose my list. And then what am I doing? I'm frantically looking around for 15 minutes of my day trying to figure out where my to-do list is. So I have to be better about that. I think a binder might help, might be better. I also like to use scratch paper. I like to, anything that I can use a back of, I like to use that to take notes. Anything that I need, recycle it before actually, toss it in our burn barrel. I have 3 to-do list apps, and my notes app on my phone is full of them. It's a good idea. I have a list of lists. Yes, I love that. There's actually a blog. I think it's a blog, and it's all about making lists. And I subscribed to it a while ago. I haven't gotten anything from it, so I don't know if they have stopped making it, or I'm just not getting notifications. But I thought that was pretty funny. It's like a list of, just make a list of anything. Another thing, Gretchen Rubin even made a list this year, different than her to-do list, but it's like things that bring her joy or bring her a little bit of a happiness boost, something that has to do with her senses. Because she wrote a book called Life in 5 Senses, because she felt like she wasn't appreciating things in her life. Like she'd be walking down the street, but instead of her like listening to the birds or passing a restaurant and noticing, bread baking or something like that, she was like in her head constantly thinking about, things she had to do, where she had to be. And so she was kind of missing out on those little pockets of joy that we're all given every single day. So like when you're in a really funky mood or whatever, you can get out in nature. That makes you present, brings you back to the present moment. And it really can be, bring you some joy or a little happiness boost and change, your, I don't know, mindset at that moment. And Alexa says, I really enjoy my Tick Tick app. And you need to get on Pango. Like I said, I can help you out and give you all the tips. It seems overwhelming, but it's so easy. Yes, that is something that might be down the line. But right now, if I had to add an extra thing to think about, I don't think I could do it. It would make me almost want to shut down, because I feel like the things that I want to accomplish right now, it's like I'm having a hard time kind of balancing it. And more so like content that I want to get out. And Swank says, I can relate, Travis. Yes, same. I would shop there. Oh, I used to do a thing where I would go to Home Depot or Lowe's and get some paint swatches, and I would tape them to the side of each shelf, and I would designate a genre to that color. That is an amazing idea. I love that. I was talking to my son, Andrew. Of course, he worked at the library, and, nonfiction, Dewey Decimal System, or they might have their own system that they do that, which my nonfiction is in my scrapbook room in a separate area. And I was talking to him about organization. What do you think about it? And he's like, just put it all your fiction where it needs to be, all your nonfiction where it needs to be. And I'm like, but I kind of like, I said, but like Books A Million has horror in one place. And he's like, it's a bookstore. They're selling you something. Oh my goodness. So anyway, it's a work in progress. Jen says, I want to also reorganize my book room and make it more cozy and less messy. I need to figure out if I need more bookcases or how to set it up. It's an awkward space. It's a goal for the next months. That's a good goal to have, I think. my thing is one thing I do think that's going to happen is once I get all my books on my shelves, um, it's going to make me really, I'm going to do the Marie Kondo thing and touch it and say, does this spark joy? Is this a book that I'm really going to read? Because I have books from so long ago that I haven't read. And if not, what can I do with it? And get that off my shelf. Because the other thing too is anyone who is a content creator here, whether it's just a book channel, anything, when you film a video, my book people I know can identify with this. When you film a video, like especially a book haul, a wrap up, a TBR, anything where you're pulling a lot of books, what happens is you bring that all in here, and it's then finding the time to go put it back. My issue is because I don't have my library set up in an organized way. I have piles, and those piles pile up all around here. You might not see them, but I see them, and it weighs me down. Also, paper. There's some paper that I want to keep, but there's other paper I'm like, do I really need to have this invoice that I bought medication for Tootie on this day? No, that would be a good thing to write in a list, a notebook. One notebook is easier than all these pieces of paper, right? So that's where I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to do. Are you finding as you go through the boxes that you still love all your books? I was so surprised that getting everything out in the open made me realize I was ready to part with certain series. I think to myself, as much as I love my Kay Scarpetta series, will I ever read that series again? I think she has 26 books, 26 books or 27 books in that series. And I've read the series up to, I think, the last 2, maybe. Am I really going to go back and read that series again? And then the other thing is I've inherited books from my mom and from my friend Shelley. Shelley and I had different tastes. My mom and I had different tastes. There's some books that I'm interested in that I might figure out that I might want to read. But for example, Stormy and I are going to do a buddy read from March Mystery Madness. It's a J.A. Jance mystery series. I have that, almost all of them, from my mom. So reading that first book might determine that it's not the series for me. Or maybe read a couple of the books in a series. And then guess what? I'm unhauling all of those books. So yeah, I know what you're talking about, and things that you've actually loved. It's like, I have them. It's like, in some things I want to have as part of my collection just because I love the author, and there are books that I will reread. But yeah, I know what you're talking about, Liz. And Olivia said, I put away some of the craft stuff while listening to a book. Nice. So like you pairing that audio book, getting, your reading time in, but also doing something for Power Hour. I love to do lists too. And Jamie said, I'm great at making lists. I need to be better at completing the items on the list. And that's one reason that Liz and I talked about that, because I love my yearly list that I do, but they're not front and center to me all the time. And I forget. Last year, I forgot about my massage. I reminded myself, 3 times. And still, did I get one? No, did not. Alexa says, I write my list analog, then transfer it to a to-do app or Notion. Depending on what it is, I categorize them based on tasks. Helps with blocking like tasks. That's a good idea. Swank uses envelopes a lot. Nice. That's a different system. And Swank says, my husband does that. And yesterday I found an app called Finch that helps with achieving goals and mental health. Nice. Now you see everything that y'all are like suggesting and throwing out. If you're on my Discord, I have created a section, an area called Saturday Morning Momentum. And there's certain channels in there, and it's evolving. I did that this morning. I woke up this morning and did it. And there's a place for podcasts, book recs, and also video recs. I will put an app recommendation in there. So that way, if anybody wants to recommend Finch, Alexis has hers, Travis has his. So just if y'all go there, that's where we want to make recommendations. So I'm writing that down right now. App recs. And anything else, if there's any kind of other recommendations that'll fit a channel better, I would like that. A list with Layla on YouTube. A list with Layla on YouTube, more of a scrapbook style, and I love it. Works great for the season I am in. And then I tried Notion. It was so confusing, too many options. I really like the idea of it, though. Might be one of those things, maybe if you only use a portion of it, so it's not so overwhelming. I did something similar with my scrapbook papers. I use washi tapes. Okay, for what you're talking about, like Travis did for the books with the colored coating. Love the idea of scrapbooking. Was thinking of doing that again, maybe like a junk journal style. I feel like we have all these pics on our phones, but we never look at them. Yeah. That's a good idea. And also another thing you can do with pictures if you don't want to spend the time, there's digital scrapbooking as well. Becky Higgins has a system that she does that's digital now. And you can also make books, like photo books. Gretchen Rubin does that, where she'll make a photo book of like a certain event or a year and put those in there. And I think you can also put text to it. So that's something you might want to consider too if you don't want to actually do paper scrapbooking. Okay, Tootie's joining us today. And Laura said, I'm also working on how to store the books and how to track them while also purging. As you're noticing, I'm also noticing, will I ever read this? Yeah, and I would love to have a catalog of everything that I have, so I know if I have the book or not, because how many of y'all have rebought a book because the book that you bought is in a box somewhere, To Jen, there are so many options. I utilize the free templates that creators produce. I did that. I did buy the Ultimate Brain, and I'll have to go back and take a look. I originally wanted to use it to organize my schoolwork, but gave up on that. And then Getting Things Done by David Allen, I think that is the author, really helped me with listing and processing everything. Okay, so I'm going to write that down, but if you can also put that in Discord, and if you're not on, and listen, and by no means you have to be on Discord to be a part of this community, but if you are, please share. If not, I will go ahead and share your suggestion. That way people get the information. And then I just did something productive, just signed some digital paperwork for college. Yay, gold star. And Kat, are you more of a digital or paper person for list? I'm more paper. I'm more paper with a lot of things. Like that's one of the things, I was talking to my friend about the achiness I'm having in my hands. And she was like, it's probably because you're on the computer a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I do some things on the computer, but not any more than normal. I tend to write a lot. So you would think that it would be specifically more in the part of my hand where it's the writing. But, and also Gretchen was talking about hand strength, and she's going to do exercises for hand strength. And she said one of the things is that she's lost her stamina for writing, but I write a lot. I think better with writing than I do with typing. Good question. So excited for these channels. Thank you. And I love my digital reading and watching journal. GoodNotes is my favorite app to use. Nice. And do you still have your book cart? Yes, right here. My book cart is right here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right in that area. Let me take this off and you can see it. Yeah, you see where my office book is? That's my book cart. I really probably could use another one, honestly. And Bookshelf is a good app for catalog, and you can scan multiple books at the same time. Okay, so you see, Bookshelf would be something that would be wonderful suggestion to put in our app rec when I get that up. And planners, washies, stickers is my love language. I print and put my pictures in my planner. Nice, nice, nice. So this is our progress report. So we're actually doing pretty good on time so far. I have my timer set and it was to go off in a minute. So if everybody has, given us their progress at the time,
And is anybody felt like they had a stumbling block, in this like last little minute before we set our intentions? Anybody felt like they had a stumbling block today? I know Jen was not feeling as much energy because she's not feeling well. Anybody else have a stumbling block, like it took you time to get into what you needed to do? Is it that you didn't really know what to expect today, and so you didn't come as prepared? If not, if that was the case, then you know what to expect for next week. And of course, I appreciate any feedback that y'all give me on whether this was, beneficial or not. And Travis said, I guess sleep was mine from stress. Possibly. Yes, possibly. And I have to see in that one. Okay. So, now we are going to basically talk about our intentions for the week. Some of you have already shared what your intentions are for this week. So for me, and when I say intentions, maybe that's not the right word, but what are you planning for this week to work towards your goals, your projects, whatever you're in the middle of? Maybe you started something today, like you made your list for what you want to do. Is your intention to actually follow through? I think it was Jamie that said that, she loves making a list, but it's like having to actually execute what's on that list. So is there something that you wrote down today that you absolutely want to come back, get done this week, and then come back next Saturday and say, hey, my intention was to do XYZ and I got it accomplished plus, whatever. Or no, it didn't work because I had these stumbling blocks. That's also what the Discord is for as well. If you're having a stumbling block, post in there. Maybe someone has some kind of a suggestion, an actionable step that you can take to, solve this. So my intention for this week is on my 25 for 2025 list. I want my actual goal was to just call 728 to get SPA 728 to see if I could get a health assessment, see what it entailed, how much it was going to be. And not only did I call SPA 728, I scheduled an appointment. And not only am I going for this appointment, but my oldest son, Barry Jr., is going with me as well. So we are doing this together. So I love not only being able to go, but having a partner, an accountability partner, go with me so we can be accountable to one another. And so our appointment was originally scheduled for March the 7th, and then there was a conflict on their end, and we rescheduled it for Friday, March the 14th. So hopefully I can tell you a little bit about what happened there. I won't have any results, but they will be taking saliva, a cheek swab, and urine, and evaluating it, and then getting back to me about what's going on internally. And I have to go from there after that. So I have no idea how long the results are going to take to come in and all of that stuff. So that is my actionable item for this week. Now, of course, I'm going to do other things, but that is my intention for this week, is to go to that appointment, get that health assessment, and visit with one of their consultants to see what my next steps are going to be. So let's see. Lee said, I actually think knowing I had this hour made me extra productive. Yes, I agree. I felt like I can't just sit here and not do something. I can't scroll on my phone. I can't, let something distract me because I have this hour. And y'all are holding me accountable. It's like I don't want to come back and say, well, guys, for 10 minutes of the hour, I actually did what I said I was going to do. So yes, I love that. And I'm revamping my productivity system. I'm using a bullet journal, and I'm thinking of starting the She, where you use index cards. Maybe that could work for you, Kat. Maybe so. And goal for this week, meal prep and fill my freezer with beef meals. Love that. Now you're saying beef meals. Are you by any chance, Lee, on a carnivore diet? Curious. And my intention for this week is to get all of this tax prep completed and sent to my accountant so I can let it go and do something fun next time. Yes, I love that. I love the fact that you're setting that intention. Get what is weighing on your mind out of your mind so that you can actually do something fun. Yes, I love that. Because you know what, guys, just like Travis was saying, like going in shopping, you have to have some me time. You have to have some self-care time. You have to have downtime, because if you don't, you're going to burn out and then you're not going to accomplish anything. Not a thing. Travis says, my intentions is to get school supplies together as well as school paperwork, apply to as many jobs I can, and not let work stress me out as much. Love that. You have a lot of intentions scheduled for this week. I want you to give yourself grace if you don't meet them all, Travis, but make sure that you tier these in which one is a tier 1, meaning that you want to get to that first, and then your tier 2, and then your tier 3, and what are you going to do to not let work stress you out? Because it's easy to say, I'm not going to let work stress me out, but how are you going to do that? Because that's so broad. What are you going to put in place? What is going to be in place for you that if you start feeling that inkling of being stressed out at work, do you have the capability of getting up and walking a lap around your building you're in, or be able to go and hydrate, or text somebody and say, I'm stressed out right now. Say something nice to me, so somebody can say, Travis, you're amazing and you're going to get through this. And Liz says, my intention is to start my photo project by sorting 2 boxes of photos. I love that. I love that. All of your ideas. It makes me want to be on there, but I'm not going to swim in the toilet. And Crystal says, keeping up my daily Duolingo. I hit 600 days this past week, which was so awesome. And I'd like to try to refresh my Korean lessons so far and practice writing in the upcoming week. I love that. I love that you have this passion project, Crystal. It's amazing to me. And that's so awesome, Kat. Yay. I'm excited if y'all are interested in learning more about my SPA 728 journey. I know that Liz is, but not everybody is into that kind of stuff. Angelical says, my intention is to read the directions and gather the additional supplies I will need to build the dollhouse kit I've had for 20 years so that I can work on it in our next session. You have a dollhouse kit? I'm so jelly. I'm happy for you, but I'm jelly. But you had it for 20 years. Oh my goodness. I know that Gretchen always says, and I quote her a lot. Sorry, guys. Sorry, but not sorry, because she really has made a difference in my life. She always says the best time to do something is like 20 years ago or whatever, but the next best time is now. That applies to this, Jellicle. It really does. So I'm excited. And you know what, Jellicle? You have put this out here to all of us. So guess what's going to happen? We're going to be like, hey, Jellicle, how you doing on your progress? What's your dollhouse? We want to see your dollhouse. So I love that. I do love that, because now we can hold you accountable, not in a like nagging or a mean way or anything like that, but just because you put it out there, maybe we'll motivate you, because we're excited to see what you're going to create. I love that. I love that idea so much. I love miniature things. I don't know why, but they're just fascinating to me, and I love it. I even watch a Instagram, Facebook channel or whatever that has these little miniatures, and it's amazing, all the little miniature things she gets. You know who else is into miniatures? Is our Jen at Pages and Chaos. She had all these little miniature books. I think she was the one that started me on that rabbit hole of just looking into that. I didn't know it was a thing until I saw her little mini books. Swank says, I want to get my to-do list done. That is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And how often are you doing these power hours? Every Saturday morning. Right now, it's every Saturday morning. That is what Liz and I have committed to. This is a project that was on my list last year. It did not come to fruition. I started a project with Alex at we did our bookworm club. That was my project. That is what the universe wanted me to do at the time. Liz and I talked about it, and we have committed for this year to do Saturday morning momentum. This will evolve into something. We don't know what it will evolve into, but this is our stepping stone. This is our first actionable step to this. So hopefully you can join us on Saturday mornings live. If not, you can always replay it to do your power hour anytime. You can replay this one if you want to, just to have the power hour. And my intention for this week is to complete my back 52 photos layouts and then stay up to date. I love that because not only can you get caught up, but then it's the maintaining. What will you do to maintain that? Not on a carnivore diet. Next week's goals will be chicken meals. I think it's easier to bulk prep when the protein is all the same. I love that. That does make a lot of sense. That is awesome. And you know what? You know what I might also do is maybe we could have a, I don't know, meal prep. I don't know what to call it, but meal prep Rex or, food prep, move food Rex. I don't know, something to do with self-care with diet. And I don't mean diet like go on a diet. I mean like your diet, that what do you do, to fuel yourself with food. So I like that. That is like good tips, strategies. That's what we need. That makes so much sense. Oh my goodness. I love these ideas. Y'all are amazing. And thanks for that, Kat. With my ADHD and OCD, I feel like I have to get everyone done ASAP. So I get everything done. So ASAP. So I get overwhelmed very fast, which is why I love my to-do list. I tier rank things because the other thing too, you have to think about when you have your to-do list is how much energy do you have for the tasks that you have on your list? And then you have to also say, when is my best time? When can I focus the most on this kind of task? Once you can figure that out, then that's how you tier things also. If you know the morning time is your best to do any kind of writing, any kind of creativity, any kind of anything where you have to create something, whether it's writing, whether you're reading something and you have to like really pay attention to what's happening with it. Maybe that's the morning, then you schedule your morning time. Maybe it's, when you get your second wind in the evening. Well, however it is, that's what one of the things that you have to figure out is tier your tasks and figure out when is the best time to do them, because otherwise you might sit there for an hour and spin your wheels and never accomplish that task. That's great. To Crystal, I'm on day 573 of my Duolingo streak. I love this. Awesome, Jamie. And my intention is to allow myself to enjoy one day off per week and not feel guilty for not being productive. I love that too. That is awesome. Amazing. Yes. And not beat yourself up the next day because something might have fallen through the cracks because you took that time. That is what happens to me. And I'll do some negative self-talk for myself, which I need to stop that. I'll say, you shouldn't have spent 2 hours, reading or watching The Twilight Zone or whatever it is that you were doing. That 2 hours, you could have gotten this thing that, came up or whatever. You can't do that. I can't do that. I have to keep telling myself I needed that time. And that's the only way you're going to recharge. So I love that so very much. Who's Gretchen? Gretchen Rubin. Gretchen Rubin. I talk about her a lot. Y'all are going to get sick of hearing me say that. Gretchen Rubin is a writer, and she writes a lot of personal development books. And I've read every one of her personal development books, and I get something out of all of them. They're wonderful. That's how I started doing my 25 for 2025 list and my one word theme for the year and all of that. All that came out of her ideas for that, and they work. And that's another thing. Even though I did not reach all of my goals last year, or my aims, we call them aims more so than goals on the list. And the reason is you have an aim, and it's not necessarily like some of the aims on my list this year are just fun things like visit the Vampire Cafe in New Orleans. But we call them aims because they're not like to where if you don't get to it, it's not the end of the world. So you just determine that. But even though I didn't reach all of my aims on my list, and I never do, I like having them because it makes me happy. It makes me have something to look forward to. And after the year and a half of sorrow that I've gone through, having those little things to look forward to, or knowing that maybe after them out of that season that I could accomplish them or whatever, really helped. So I don't know. It's a mental thing for me. And tiny things are adorable. I agree 100%. Yes, I have 2 more to open. I'm currently making a vision board and we'll post it in the Discord when done. Yes, we have a channel called Goalpost and Dream Visions. And I have posted my bingo board that I created this year. Liz has posted her bingo board as well. And that is where you could post your vision board. And I have to thank Liz for that. Liz is the one that said, hey, maybe we should have something where we can share that. So even if you don't have a bingo board or, a vision board, but you have a list of your goals, post it there. It's your goals and or your dreams. I know we're running over and I want to keep this to time, so I'm gonna go through these really quickly. Been thinking of meal prepping but don't know where to start. Think it's a good idea so you can cook once and you have less to worry about. Agreed. Awesome. I can't wait. And my goal is going to get my fasting blood work done and start walking. I will have walked times four times for 20 minutes. Yes, wonderful. Walking's one of my goals for this year too, by next Saturday. And a vision board is an awesome idea. I've been thinking of doing this too. Yes. I had just said to my mom, I'm saying it here, so you all will hold me accountable. The truth is, I really want to decorate the house, but I have to build it first. Intimidating. Yes, but you just have to start. The hardest part is starting. And so if you tell yourself, I'm going to set the timer for say 15, 20 minutes, whatever you have some time to just kind of start, even if it's just pulling out those instructions and taking a highlighter and highlighting the components that you need to get an actionable list together for you. The timer goes off 15, 20 minutes. And you know what? You're not finished. You want to keep going. And so it turns into an hour because you started the process. But say you get to that 15 or 20 minutes and you feel a little overwhelmed, then you stop for the day and then you figure out when you're going to pick it up again. So it's just starting. And then I will tell you, restarting is much harder than starting something for the first time, because that's the issue I'm having right now, is restarting some of the systems I used to have in place. I keep telling myself, you used to be so much more organized. You were able to do this. You were never just at the last minute doing things. I have to give myself grace first. And then it's maybe you just need to set that timer for 15 minutes and get started and see where you're at when that timer goes off. And same here, Travis. Swink's feeling that. And so grateful for this time today and in the future. The space with you all and with these intentions is just what I need in my life right now. I'm glad. Thank you for saying that. Because Liz and I were going to just do this for each other. And then we started talking, why not just open it up to a community? And maybe people will come and maybe people won't. Maybe it will flop, but what if it doesn't, So I'm so glad that you said that, I didn't know how many people were going to show up today, but I'm glad that you did. Glad that you did. And same. Thank you so much. I love that. I feel that. It's positivity. And to Travis, I'm learning how to change my mindset now that I have my ADHD diagnosis. One item on to-do list is multiple steps for us. I have to learn to be okay with getting only one thing. Another tip I will tell you, you may want to have a master to-do list. Have a master to-do list. And then your to-do list for the day, only put 3 to 5 items on it for the day. So if you, Jen, know that it's hard to have a lot on your list, only put 3. Put 3 on that list. And that way you have your master list and then you have your 3 things. And if you finish those 3 things, then pull 3 more things and put it on the list. You do what works for you, because, your mind is working differently than someone that can look at a list of 25 items. So, that's where lists come in handy, in my opinion. Have a master list and then your daily list. And that's a great point, Kat. The restart puts you in comparison with your past self, which can be so hard, but we got this. I love that. I never thought of it as putting yourself in comparison with your past self. I guess your past self can be in the toilet. So then you're comparing yourself. I never thought of it that way. And we're in different seasons at different points in our lives. So what I was doing back then, my situation was totally different. So that's another thing. I think when you give yourself grace, and I think that's what we need to be here for each other, so that you can hear someone else say, give yourself grace. And the other thing is instead of us saying what we don't want, we need to start saying what we want. Like, I'm using Travis as an example. Travis is like, I don't want to have stress at work. You're gonna get more stress. Instead, you need to say, I am going to have a stress-free day. I am going to have a stress-free day, and I'm going to enjoy my pockets of joy. I'm going to, manifest that, having more joy. And if for some reason stress rears its ugly head, that's when you take your actionable step to squash it and bring yourself to the present moment. Because if you're in the present moment, you can't be stressed out. It's impossible. It's impossible. Yes, that's so true. I still have a hard time, though. Hi, back from church breakfast. Hope your first Saturday morning momentum has gone well. I think it has. We're running a little bit behind, but I want to get everybody's ideas in. This is our first time, so I knew that we might be a little rocky. I was telling Lori that. I'm like, let me just get through this first one, see how everything flows. And then once everybody understands what we're doing, then you'll know. Come in prepared, have your intentions ready, have whatever you're going to do ready to go into your hour. And it's hard for me because I'm not a fast paced person. So this is a learning curve for me too. Thank you for this, Kat. I really do need the support and accountability rather than beating myself up for not getting things done. I tend to be great at supporting others, but not myself. Yeah. How often are you give advice and suggestions and people are going off and living their life and fulfilling everything that they need to do, but yet you don't do the same for yourself. It's like, you've got to be your friend, to yourself, just like you're a friend to everybody else. And you would never tell your friend, you're a loser because you didn't get to 5 tasks on your to-do list. You would never tell your friend that. So why do you tell yourself that? If you're going to be a cheerleader for your friends, then you should be a cheerleader for yourself, right? 100%. Yeah, I love that. Okay, so today is our first episode. I think it went well. Please, if you have the time and want to add Discord, join us there. If not, you can email me. Feel free to email me if that works better for you. catsnoveladventures@gmail.com. I would love that. If you have questions, anything, email me. And that will hold me accountable for checking that email more often. And if you want to converse there or you have questions or whatever, and I can put it into the Discord and see if anybody else has any kind of a tip or hack or anything that can help you out. So, thank you for being here first and foremost, because I know Saturdays are hard, but that's why I try to make it as early as possible. So thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you more than you know. And thanks to Liz, for being my little partner in crime on this project. And I'm hoping some of you will be open to maybe wanting to jump on and being on camera and helping out, with that. Sometimes I think it's nice for people to see people in our community. So keep that in mind. And I'll be back here on Saturday, hopefully with Liz. But I'll be back on Saturday for another session. I want y'all to have a wonderful weekend. Go into the weekend with momentum and purpose. That's the main thing. Thanks. This was great. Thank you so much, Tina. I appreciate it. Thank you, Chris Wildfire. Thank you, Travis. Thank you, Jen. Jen, I hope you're feeling better. And on that note, have a wonderful weekend. Love you all and see y'all next week.